Grab those Bibles. Go with me today to Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. I'm going to go ahead and read it out of the King James Version. And it says, "Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need." I want you to know today that God's grace covers. Yeah, that's it. I don't have anything fancy to say because the word doesn't need anything added to it. And it's true. God's grace covers. Okay, so you're asking, well, what do you mean? What is it covering? Ooh, okay, you got your coffee? Because there's a long list. So the first thing it covers, God's grace covers a multitude of sin. Oh my. And his word says that grace and mercy are renewed for us every day. So you don't have to borrow from tomorrow, and you don't have to worry about yesterday. God says, if you open your eyes and take a breath, I'm going to give you new grace and new mercy. And I don't know about you, but that's good, because I know for a fact I use all of mine up by the time I lay my head down at night. What else does God's grace cover? It covers sadness. It covers hurt. It covers disappointment. See, serving God, it takes a strong person to serve God. But the awesome thing about God is you don't have to come to him strong. He says, oh, no, come on to me as you are. But as you serve him, as you learn about him, and as you develop a relationship with him, then you become stronger. God's grace. God's grace covers sickness. Yeah, it actually does. It covers sickness because you can use his grace to get through just the turmoil sometimes. God's grace helps you realize that although you may be in pain, although it may seem bleak, your life right now, God's grace helps you to hang on to that shred of hope. God's grace covers. What do you need God's grace to cover today? Do you need God's grace to cover that argument that you and your spouse had this morning before you went to work? I've been there. Yeah, you just felt you had to get it out. But as you left the house and you're in your car and you're on the way to work, you realize, maybe I shouldn't have left him. And we shouldn't have said that. Yeah, that's God's grace. God's grace gives you the strength to get on that phone and apologize, not to let any more moments go, because tomorrow's not promised. What else do you need God's grace to cover? Do you need God's grace to cover you when you are attempting something new? Been there before too. In my own strength, I knew there was no way I could get it done. But I also knew that God said in his word that his grace covers, that his grace and mercies renew every day. So although in and of myself I am inadequate, under the covering of God's grace, I'm good. I can do it. That doesn't mean it may not be difficult, but I know that I'm going to be successful nonetheless. I want to challenge you today. Pull on God's grace. Pull on God's mercy. It's there for you. He knew you would need it, so you don't have to look for it. Just thank him for it in advance. Each and every day, you open your eyes, you receive a breath. God, I thank you for new grace and new mercy. And I know, according to your word, that your grace covers all. So I thank you now, God. I thank you that that situation that I need that grace for, that I need that covering, it's done. I thank you that that grace that I need to strengthen me so that I can go through and endure, it's there and I got it and it's done. Don't ever think that God's grace can't cover what's going on in your life, even if it doesn't seem like it in the natural. Be confident, be assured, because of his word, and his word cannot lie. It says that you get new grace, you get new mercy every day, and that his grace can cover. I also don't want you to forget, don't ever let anyone tell you otherwise. You were born to thrive.